Should you update your house before you are selling? When I'm working with clients who are planning to sell their house in the future and we talk about strategy, the question always comes up: which improvements should we consider? How much is that going to cost? And how much is that going to add value to our house? After 10 years of flipping, remodeling and selling houses in the greater Milwaukee area, I have seen what works and what doesn't. The answer might surprise you. So in this video, I want to talk about the top 5 things that you can do to boost the value of your house before selling it. This is Marcus Auerbach with Keller Williams Realty in Mequon, your local real estate expert. On this channel, we cover monthly real estate market updates as well as tips and tricks for homeowners, buyers, and sellers. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing so you stay updated on all things real estate in the greater Milwaukee area. Alright, let's get right into it. Does it make sense to invest in home improvements before selling your home? From a seller's point of view, of course, this requires quite a bit of work. You have to make design choices, pick out colors and materials, interview contractors, facilitate the actual work process, and of course, pay for everything at the end. From a buyer's point of view, this is rather convenient because the work is already completed and the house shows really nice. And the buyer does not need any additional cash for improvements on top of the down payment. But they also don't get to pick out finishes and colors. So that is rather a general consideration. The Remodeling magazine is publishing every year a big report that's called Cost versus Value, and it is based on interviews with contractors and realtors for every major metro area. So let's take a look at their top 5 improvements for the Milwaukee area. Number 5 on our list is a deck addition. Decks are generally very attractive and are considered a lifestyle improvement because they provide additional outdoor living space. A deck is a medium-size improvement and comes in on average at about $20,400. Of course, that depends on the size of the deck, on the size of the house, etc. For buyers, decks are very attractive because they can see themselves entertaining friends, enjoying a barbecue, or just enjoying a book on a lazy Sunday afternoon. Cost versus value report gives us an increase in home value of about $16,000, which puts the return on investment at about 78%. Number 4 on our list is a minor kitchen remodel. This is of course no surprise because the kitchen is the heart of every home. This is not only where the food is made, but this is also where the family gathers and everybody likes to hang out. The problem with kitchen remodel is that they get expensive in a hurry. And if you have return on investment on your mind, you want to keep it to a minor kitchen remodel. Cost versus value is defining minor as leaving the cabinets in place and just replacing the fronts and the drawers, installing new laminate countertops, replacing the appliances, and upgrading to a resilient type flooring like LVP. Cost versus value is giving us an average project cost of about $24,000 and a return on investment of 81%. Number 3 on our list is exterior siding replacement. If you're looking to boost curb appeal on your property, then replacing the exterior siding is definitely worth a consideration. Depending on your house and on your neighborhood, you have different materials you can choose from with different price points like vinyl, fiber cement, or a product like LP SmartSide. If you want to keep it more on the traditional side, you can also choose cedar, but keep in mind that most buyers will prefer a maintenance-free option. When it comes to color choices, you want to choose something popular, but also make sure that you choose something that has staying power. Cost versus value gives us an average project cost in Milwaukee of between $16,000 and $18,000 and a return on investment of about 84%. On number 2 of our list, we have exterior stone veneer. Just like the exterior siding, a partial stone veneer can add a lot of architectural interest to the front elevation of a property and a lot of perceived value. The reason why you see a stone veneer usually applied only partially to the front of the house is twofold. Number 1, because the cost per square foot is rather high. But the second reason is that you can create architectural interest by mixing different siding materials and textures on the front of the house. According to cost versus value, the cost of an average stone veneer project comes in at about $9,400, and it boosts the value of a property on average almost as much, with the return of investment at 95%. Number one on our list for the improvement with the highest return of investment is a new garage door. An old garage door can really ruin the curb appeal of an otherwise really great looking property. This is in particular true if the garage is attached to the house and the garage door is on the front side and street facing. Replacing a garage door is fairly straightforward. The cost should usually come in under $3,500 on average and can be completed in less than a day. Because the garage door makes such a big part of the front of your property and the cost is relatively low, it provides the best return on investment, and cost versus value is giving us almost 100% return on that investment. So in conclusion, I'm sure you have noticed that none of these projects provide a return of investment of greater than 100%. And you will probably agree with me that all of these projects will take a considerable amount of time, money and effort in order to be completed. This is why I said earlier in the video, the answer to the question might surprise you. Generally speaking, and from a financial point of view, it usually does not make sense to invest in updating your property before you're putting it on the market. It's always best to focus on things like decluttering and staging, deep cleaning, maybe painting, improving lighting on your property. All of these things are very easy to do, have a very little cost, are quickly done, and make a huge impact on how your property shows to a potential buyer. There is, however, a little bit more to that story, and we oftentimes end up working on a few little projects before bringing a home on the market. When I see a house for the first time, I have the advantage of looking at it with a fresh set of eyes and the way a home buyer would. I take note of all the positive attributes, but there are sometimes also one or two negative things that will stand out to me, the same way that would stand out to a buyer who sees the property the first time. Sometimes we also discover mechanical or structural defects on a property. They're much easier to take care of before putting the property on the market and before the buyer's home inspector discovers them and makes them a negotiation tool. So there you have it. I hope I was able to provide a little bit of food for thought around the question what home improvement projects to tackle before putting your home on the market. If you found value in this video, please consider checking out my channel or subscribing, and I will see you at the next one.